Welcome back to another Alliance War video. We have 4 Loki versus Chaos. This is war number 5, and we're looking to turn things around. Obviously, we've had a rough start, but one war at a time, it's all we can do. And we have Professor X, White Magneto, and Omega Sentinel on the team. I'm on path 5 in both sections. This war, I don't have any mini island fights. I just have a couple shared minis. But with K Bishop here, this is ebb and flow knockdown. So I'm not using a White Magneto pre-fight because I need it elsewhere. So I'm going to heavy counter her to essentially get the protection down and get my Fury up. And then I'm going to I don't want to parry, so I want to bait heavies for openings. And right there I could have countered her, but I wanted to bait that SB1. And basically the plan is to just get the Fury up and launch my SB3 when available and keep her at an SB1. I can dex it, but the way the season has gone, I'm just going to block it. Her SB2 triggers through the block, so I just don't want to push her to an SB2. So obviously you don't want to parry her because then she'll evade you, and that's just bad news bears because she can hit you with a fat combo. So there I get the knockdown. I have my armors up, so I'm armor burning her and removing prowess. As I do that, this SB3 will do a good chunk. I am running recoil for more damage. So this was a beefy Kate Bishop. I believe it was an R5. It was almost 200k for a lane fight. That was just quite a bit. So I'm just taking chip damage here because obviously I have to bait that heavy. I throw this special one to hopefully kill, but really to get the knockdown just so she can come at me. And she throws a full combo. I throw the special one again to end the fight. So a little longer than I wanted to, but I was just playing that extremely safe. So next up we have a Absman on ebb and flow knockdown with heavy unstoppable, and this I'm taking with Professor X. I have the Omega Sentinel synergy, but that's going to give me an extra persistent charge or cerebro charge after this fight. So I only have one. I am running mutant boost. The Fury will amp my damage, and I have some points in recoil, but I'm not running bleed or poison. So the plan is basically to parry heavy. I have points in the petrify mastery, so I can essentially get some heavies off and ramp. And right there I wanted to get my falter to get a nice long falter up, because what I want to do is I want to basically I want to heavy counter his SB1. I don't want him to really refine his form, and right there I actually should have been more patient because the protection was going to come down. But here I get the protection down, and the Fury's up, and so I'm already max ramped with 100 charges, and I throw my SB3 and it should cycle. Now Absman doesn't have any resistances when he's in when you hit him with SB3, so it doesn't really matter what form he's in. But it ultimately doesn't matter because I'm doing enough damage to do the SB3 spam with Professor X here. So Absman's always kind of scary because if he throws that SB1, back to back, he refines, and those block hits hurts a bunch. So. And he's really friendly with the SB1, so it can come quick. This next fight is a fight I was kind of worried about. It's this Korg fight. This Korg is on ebb and flow knockdown with prowess buildup and debuff immunity. So I'm using a White Magneto pre-fight. I was talking to Andrew while we were planning, and I told him that I kind of wanted to take it with Omega Sentinel and just parry and 4 lights to get a shield down and just, do that, because his prowess can be a problem. I remove points off of my precision mastery, but you see that he starts with 2 prowess because of the node, and then I crit one, so it gets him another one, and he's gaining power quite fast. Now, I didn't really care because if I pushed him to an SB2, then I'd rather him obviously throw that. I have an SB3 protection and an invulnerability boost for this, but at this point I'm noticing that I'm not getting a chance to really ramp my my falter. So here my cerebro charge. So here I use my falter to get a nice long ramp. He throws this special one with prowess, and it does quite a bit of damage, and I'm like, oh man, I need to get out of this fight. I need to remove his charges. There's 2 left, so I'm gonna do I'm going to manually trigger my mind control at 92 and remove his shield, and I have barely any time left on the Fury. So I need to really be quick with the SB3 button after this. And I'm looking at this, and it does significant damage. I have 3 persistent charges due to the Omega Sentinel synergy, and it does gets him to 10%, and I know the fight's over. So it went well enough, but you know, it's just, I would have preferred to tank an SB3 versus that SB1, and you know, if the fight were to play out a different way. But ultimately we got the solo. Next up I have this Spider-Man, this Bishop mini. And this is another fight, you know, on this note, just like the Zemo fight that I've done a ton. You know, I remember when I first, you know, did some duels to see if I could take Omega Sentinel and if she had energy attacks, and it worked out real well. So this is a beefy Bishop, and I was just worried about chip damage because it is a 7-star. And so the plan basically is to use a combat regen to mitigate some of that. I'm running max collar tech, petrify, and obviously I have the armor burn with tactic. And the reason I'm backing off here is so I can get a parry and give him less power at the beginning before he gets to a bar, because after that I'm going to basically be doing 4-hit combos and baiting heavy attacks from him. And I don't actually even counter his combo there, because I want to make sure that he does not throw that SB1. So here I'm doing 4 hits. I'm not going to throw my special 3, because it's going to land those 6 big incinerates, and he will gain prowess, and he will go in overload mode, I believe, which means his specials will be unblockable. So just to be patient right here, and heavy counter him. I can heavy counter right when he throws it, but I just want to be extremely safe with this, and slowly just push him to an SB2. And I'm not going to bait it unless I really feel like I have to, because the armor burn is keeping him real low. You can see that he's almost dead, and he's not close to 3 bars. So I have 3 power stings on me because I keep giving him power and bringing him back under a bar. So obviously I'm not going to throw an SB3, but here I ultimately get it down. So that went rather smooth. Next up I have a Spidey Supreme, which I'm going to take with Professor X. This is Ebb and Flow Intercept. And the other note is he gains more attack the more debuffs you have on him. So the plan here basically is to mutant boost. And what I want to do is parry heavy at least twice before I throw a medium, because I don't want to trigger his miss and just chaos, no pun intended. That tends to happen with Spidey when you do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a power start 1, because I want to get to my special 3. He has 140k health. I can literally just throw my special 3 with 100 mind control charges, and it's going to spam, no problem. If I get the intercept, then great. But here I get a parry heavy, and I get another one. I have my vigilance up, so I don't have to worry, but I'm not going to do a combo. I'm just going to parry heavy, and there I back off because I want to get a long falter to ramp up, to basically save me a few heavies and limit his power. So here he gets friendly, throws that SB1. I was just about to bait it, and I'm like, okay, perfect. Heavy again, I'm at 100, and at this point I want to wait out my falter so I can get an intercept with it. So I'm backing away, and then I want to heavy intercept him, and he just goes passive. I'm just like, come on now. Like, if I was at 100 charges, I would just throw this. But he comes at me, and I throw it. And even if I would have mistimed that heavy intercept and not get the protection down, like I said earlier, I would have just thrown the SB3, and he would have just melted. So I think we get him down here with just 1 SB3. It does enough to kill him. Next fight, the recording failed. It's the Ebb and Flow Intercept with Sauron. It's on path 5. And I'm not sure what happened, but the first part just didn't record. So we're entering the fight where he's already at 30%. Right there I did a partial a dex, and I wanted to trigger the auto block to land an incinerate because my fury was up. I was just trying to get some more damage. And then here, I don't dex it, and I should have because I was late and I get parried, but my auto block saves me. So, you know, Omega Sentinel has a lot in her kit to do damage, but a lot of it, you know, defensively can help you in a fight too. And here I'm not worried about the getting the fury down. I get him to 5% and I just throw my special 3 and the fight is ultimately over. So good to get back on track in war. I had family over this weekend, so I couldn't get to upload these videos, and even planning on Sunday was difficult. Again, my family and my nephews, my parents came down. It was my birthday. But I'm getting these out now, and we did lose this war, unfortunately. Our totals are coming down, dead totals, but we still need to do better to get some wins. We want to obviously finish in Masters. So shout out to Chaos, GG's to them. And shout out to our MVPs, Andrew, Karate Mike, and Lags. We will do better moving forward, and you know, that's all we can do. And have a good time, at least trying to do better. So I will see you guys in the next one. We have a war today that we should start moving on soon.